Hi, morning guys. I'm back again. I just quickly want to show you something. Going back to yesterday's video about wrapping a masking tape round backwards on the socket set. It also makes it easier. I didn't mention this yesterday, to actually slide it off of the socket set as well. So you can just slide it off, and then you're left with the masking tape inside the ring. But that just literally just slowly peel it through, poke it through, just do it slowly, and it just peel straight off of the ring like that. It just makes it so much easier. I find anyway. You know, you might have a better way that you do it, but that's the way that I do it anyway. So I just thought I'd mention that. But what I wanted to go over today was just a few veneers that are probably like the easiest to bend, where you're going to have the least amount of problems with things splitting and stuff like that. So I'll just go and get some bits, and I'll just be straight back. Right, so the first one, which is going to be definitely one of the best ones to start off with, is maple. Definitely. And now I've got a bird's eye grey maple here. Bird's eye maple's fine. I think it's the woods with the slightly tighter grains that make it a bit easier, but it's, you know, maple's really pliable. You can work really nicely with it. It is a nice nice veneer to work with. Another one's cherry. That's another one, again, because it's got the tighter grain. You know, you end up with less issues of splitting and things like that, and you can be really neat with it as well. What else we got? Rosewood. Rosewood's another one. That tends to bend quite nicely as well, with no splitting or anything like that. The other one's walnut. I haven't got any wrapped here, but I did that one yesterday. That was with walnut. Walnut's a nice wood to use as well. Again, you don't really get too many issues with that. And now, ebony. A lot of people, I know I've had issues with it as well. Ebony has a tendency to be a little bit funny to work with standard ebony, but if you get Macassar ebony, it tends to be a little bit better. I don't know why, but it tends to bend a bit nicer with less issues as well. So yeah, that's Macassar ebony and not just standard ebony. The ones that, like, one that I tend to have a few problems with is oak. Oak can be a little bit funny. I don't know if you can see that. This is ones I've done yesterday. I split a bit there. I mean, it's not too much of an issue that it's split, but it can just be a bit fiddly when you're trying to actually wrap it and glue it up. Because if a bit split up like that, and then you're coming around to wrap the next bit, sometimes it will come out, and then that can cause you some issues as well. So yeah, oak's a little bit of a funny one. So it's a bit hit and miss. I mean, you might get a good piece. It just depends on the grain sometimes with it. You know, for every 3 pieces that you do, you might get one that works out nice. But it's just the nature of it. It's just the way it goes, really. But other woods, sapele is another good one as well. Again, it's got a tighter grain, but that's lovely to work with. Sapele, that's really nice. But yeah, they're probably the best ones that are going to give you the least amount of headaches, if I'm honest, to work with. I know some of the, you know, I really like grey oak, for example, but that does have a tendency to split off. But again, you might get a decent piece. Like this piece went fine. The other piece that I done had loads of splits in it. It just depends, you know. I mean, one wood which kind of breaks quite easily when bending and stuff is olive wood. It's a really nice wood, but again, that's a bit hit and miss. It's fine if you want to use it for a liner, just a single wrap round liner on the inside, because you only need a short piece of it. So you might, if you wrap a piece that's like a foot long, and you get a break in it somewhere or split in it, you can just use the smaller pieces, just use them as liners, because they tend to be all right in a shorter piece for some reason. But yeah, so I just wanted to sort of run through that a little bit today, really. I mean, if you guys have got any questions on that, on like actually bending it and stuff like that, I've done a video on the way that I bend a wood veneers. The way I do it, I get like a blue J cloth, like this. It's a blue J cloth, and then I just wet that first, and then I wrap the veneer in it, wrap it round, then I wet it again, and I put it in the microwave. Now it'll probably be different for different microwaves, but I've got like an 850 watt microwave, and I've found I have to put an extra plate in the microwave with it, otherwise it kind of cooks the wood too much. So I put an extra plate in, then I lay that on top, the veneer in that on top, and then I put that in for, depending on the wood really. I mean, maple, you probably only need 45 seconds on an 850 watt microwave. And some of the others as well, like rosewood, you don't want to overcook it, because it kind of like steams it, I suppose, inside. I mean, rosewood probably 50 seconds maybe, but I mean, maple you can get away with a minute. I mean, it's not going to harm the maple really too much, to be honest. It comes out all right still. But stuff that's got like a slightly wider grain, like the oaks and that, put it in for, put it in for 40-45 seconds and see how it comes out. If it's still a little bit dry in places, re-wet it and put it in again for like another 30 seconds, and then you should be good to go. But yeah, that's the way I do it, and then I just wrap it round. I haven't got one here at the moment, but I've got like these metal poles I use. I wrap them around that. I also wrap it in with a little bit of thin cardboard as well. I cut a length of cardboard, like 280-gram cardboard, white cardboard, in strips, same as the strip of veneer, and then I wrap that with it so that it kind of supports the grain as you're wrapping it round. Then I masking tape that up, and then I leave that sort of overnight, unwrap it, and then it's normally ready to go. I mean, I've done some of these yesterday morning, and unwrapped that first thing this morning, and that's, that's good to go. And that's cherry, that's really pliable, it's really nice actually. That's what I've wrapped this one out of this morning, this one here, that's a cherry. But there's a couple of other things I want to go over today as well, but I'll put that in another video. It's just on how I square them all up and get them sort of the size of the width that I need and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully this has been another helpful video for you. Yeah, as I say, if you've got any questions, comments or whatever, just drop them in the comments below and I'll try and answer them as best I can. So yeah, that's for me today. All right guys, take care, I'll see you again soon. Bye.